Hello guys, welcome back or welcome if you are new here. My name is Alma and on this channel we talk all things business and motherhood and homemaking and how we can have it all without facing burnout. And today I really wanted to speak about something that I think is really relevant for every single mom out there at this time of year, and that's Christmas and how we can slow down during this period, because for so many of us this period doesn't feel peaceful. It feels rushed and overstimulating, and we always feel like we have somewhere else to be, someone else to see, and something else to do and something else to prepare, when in reality this season should be full of peace and joy and happiness and calmness. And I just know this feeling so incredibly well. I used to walk into December already feeling behind. Like, if I didn't have everything down to the perfect T, I was already feeling Christmas on the 1st of December when I had the whole month ahead of myself. But over the last few years, especially since becoming a mom, I realized something really important. A slow Christmas isn't created by having everything in order, doing everything perfectly, and having a to-do list longer than your arm. What it's actually created by is choosing presence over pressure and not actually allowing yourself to be pulled into all of the noise that happens, especially around Christmas. So that's really something that I wanted to share with you guys today, because I feel like there is such a pressure to chase this perfect Christmas image right now, especially with social media, and I just really wanted to share a few things that really helped me take a step back from that and stop trying to pretend that I wanted Christmas to be the same as everybody else's. The first thing was letting go of the idea that I had in my head of a perfect Christmas. The perfect decorations, the schedules, the planned activities, everything that, has to be done by a to-do list. Because the truth is, our children are not going to remember perfection. What they're going to remember is how they felt, how our home felt, how our energy feels, how the magic isn't in the way things look. The magic is in the way that children feel. You could put it this way. You could put Santa in a room in front of a child and he won't know who that is. But if you create the magic around it by telling the stories, making the atmosphere around the thing magical, that's where the magic comes from. It's not from the fact that there is a physical item there, just the same as this whole elf on the shelf thing, or just the same as just Christmas magic in general. Children don't have a clue. You've just decorated the house again. Where the magic comes from is you. You are the magic. You are the thing that brings everything to life. They remember whether you're calm or you're present or you're stressed or you're rushing, or they feel that connection with you, or they feel that you are distracted by something the whole time. A slower Christmas and a more mindful Christmas really does start the moment where you give yourself permission to not do it all. And going back to what I said about you being the magic is also in your home. And a slower Christmas really does start coming together with a peaceful home. Christmas doesn't feel peaceful because the world slows down. The world doesn't slow down. People are still going to work. People are still, there's hustle and bustle. If you go down the street around Christmas, it is so full that you probably can't get down the street. And so it's not the world that slows down, it's your home. It starts to feel calm because you choose calmness for the inside of your house. You could turn off harsh lighting and use soft, warm lamps or even candles, and put on music that softens the atmosphere instead of adding noise. Our homes hold so much energy, And when we slow down our environment, our body, our nervous systems, our energy, it slows down with it. When we are slow and calm and our nervous system is settled, our children feel that too. And they are also able to soften into that. Something else that really helped me soften into this time of year is focusing on small grounding rituals instead of making really big plans. Especially, like, I really got called out on this in the last week. We had plans to go and see the reindeer and go see Santa and all of that kind of stuff last weekend, but we all got so ill, so we obviously weren't allowed to go. We weren't able to go because we didn't want to spread the bug that we had. And it really called me out because, again, I was rushing for this perfection of, you know, going and doing everything and experiencing everything and giving the kids these experiences. But instead, we had the most wholesome weekend at home. We made gingerbread trains and we did crafty things and we watched loads of films, and it was just such a nice, peaceful weekend at home. And it felt so much nicer than probably the rush of getting out and doing all the things that we had planned to do. Especially when the children are so young, I think it is so much more meaningful for them to have these slow and meaningful rituals of maybe in the morning, like first thing in the morning through the winter, you could maybe all make a nice hot drink and have a hot drink together, or you could read a story around the Christmas tree, or do a little bit more crafting, or go on a slow, cold walk, or just sitting on a floor and playing together. Like, creating these little moments that maybe don't look impressive on paper or don't look impressive on your camera roll, they are going to be so much more meaningful for your children, because it's children, especially at a really young age, crave connection more than anything. The connection that they feel with one-on-one time with you or time as a family is going to be so much more detrimental in their development and in their memories and unlocking core memories than, you know, going and doing all of these extravagant things that, the truth is, are probably going to mean more to you than they are to them. The reality is that even though they may mean more to you, if you, in the run-up to creating these memories, if you are stressed and if you are unhappy and if you feel like you're running on empty by the end of it, by the time that you're actually creating this memory, it's not going to be as meaningful for your children, and it's probably not going to be as meaningful for you as well. Like, yes, you'll have the perfect little photo, but it's the moments that matter. It is the now that matters. I think as a society, we really need to start learning to live in the now rather than living in the past or the future. We get to create these memories right now, today. And in those memories, it is so much more meaningful that right now and today we feel peace and calm and joy and happiness. And that all comes with slowing down and being more intentional and mindful with our time. Something that we started implementing last year was actually, and this might sound a little bit crazy, but what we started implementing last year, which worked really, really well, and we're definitely carrying it on this year, is we did not let Loki open all of his Christmas presents all at once. He got a lot of presents, and we realized that as he was opening them, he was getting so overwhelmed and he wasn't even playing with them. So what we started doing was, throughout January, like throughout the end of December and actually well into January, he was still opening Christmas presents, and we would open a present and then we would play with it. We would actually experience it. We would play with it, and then we would put it away nicely on wherever it was going to live, and then we would go and open the next one and we would play with that one and we would experience it and actually allow him to enjoy the presents and create a memory with the presents, rather than just opening all of these presents and then not even remembering what the first thing that he opened was, which was really, really, really nice. So we're definitely going to be doing the same thing to this year as well. So something else that I really had to make peace with was letting my house feel lived in. We spoke last week about homemaking and how homemaking isn't about perfection, and especially around Christmas I feel like it's even more messy because there's constantly crafts and baking and things, and I do find myself feeling quite overwhelmed with the mess, because allowing myself to allow the house to feel lived in, and I don't mean dirty, I don't mean messy, but I mean toys on the floor and crumbs and a little bit of mess. It doesn't mean that you're doing Christmas wrong. It doesn't mean that you're doing winter wrong. It means that your children are playing. It means that your home is being used, and what a privilege is it to have children playing in your home and to have a home that is used. But if you are to take one thing from this video, I really, really want you to take away that your energy is what creates the atmosphere in your home. When you rush, your entire house is going to feel rushed, and when you slow down, the whole house is going to slow down with you. Your presence is the most powerful thing that you get to bring into Christmas. Not the decorations, not the gifts, not the plans, not the schedules. You. When you give yourself the permission to move gently and to rest and to soften, everything else is going to follow. Christmas doesn't have a finish line. There is nothing to catch up to, and the events that you missed this year, you'll be able to do them next year. It's okay. It's okay not to do everything. And when you stop rushing to a version of Christmas that doesn't actually exist, this season becomes so much more peaceful. If you're a mum that right now is maybe feeling overwhelmed or tired, or not, like you feel like you're not doing enough, I really, really hope that this video gives you the permission to slow down. You are enough, and your home is enough, and this entire season is allowed to be gentle. And if you would like to learn more about what I do from home that has allowed me to live this kind of lifestyle and mother in this way and build the kind of businesses that I am building, there is a link to my Typeform in the description below that will give me a little bit of idea of what you're looking for, and I can share how I started this whole journey with you too. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and being here, and I will see you in the next video.